मुलाकात हो न हो, लग जा गले.
She is the powerhouse you need to know about. Not only is she a licensed clinical nutritionist, but also an Indian actress and singer. A true multi-talented force. And here is where it gets even more inspiring. She's using her expertise to provide free cancer diet advice, helping individuals in their fight against cancer. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Pearls of Wisdom hosted by Pearl Dental Clinic, where we deep dive into topics that will help you live your best life. And so, today let us get ready to hear from someone who is a living blend of compassion, talent, and expertise. Join me in welcoming the amazing Niharika Dash. Niharika, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. So let's start with something about your personal journey into how you reached from India to Dubai. So what was your turning point? Why did you make this switch?
It all happened in 2023 when I married.
Oh, okay.
So, see, when you marry someone, if you are able to do something for your spouse, like he cannot leave Dubai and go back to India.
Okay.
So it came to me.
Yeah, okay.
So I thought, yes, I have to go there and I have to look for more opportunity to do better in life.
Yes. So,
So I came here and that was the turning point. And I landed, it was date exactly I remember, February 25th, 10:23 p.m. Because the moment I landed here, I took a selfie because I wanted to remind me that why I am here.
okay. Okay.
Because it was my second international trip. And every time I see that picture, so that reminds me that you are not in your hometown. You are far away from your home and you are here for some purpose. Yes. That's how I came here.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
So how do you find Dubai so far?
It's a beautiful place to be in. I really love it because I always want to stay in peace. Not a kind of introvert, but I'm selectively extrovert. So I spend most of the time alone with myself. I love doing so many things for me. See, during the COVID, maybe I was the only person who was enjoying it because we spend most of the time at home with ourselves. Because when we find some time for ourselves, we think more of ourselves and we start exploring what to do. I'm that kind of person.
Okay.
So it's a place that it's very kind, it's very welcoming and peaceful. And when it comes to safety, as a woman, I would say this is the best place to live your life.
Obviously.
Yes.
Dubai is a place where women are highly respected.
Yes.
And no matter what the time of the day is, you can walk out without, you don't need anybody.
Yeah.
on the streets, right? So that's how safety it is.
So there is no point of thinking that there is something can happen to you. It's all the time it's safe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you do first when you reached?
See, when I came here, I was completely blank. I was thinking that I have a degree, I have done my MSc in food science and nutrition, I have done many courses. So immediately I'll find something for me, I'll get a job, I'll start working. But it was not like that. Everything was new for me. I didn't know that I have to give some DH exam, what it is, how to clear. And everything is different from our syllabus, like Indian syllabus.
True.
The parameters, when you compare the parameters, like for HbA1c, this is the parameters in India, but here it is different. So you have to remember the entire international syllabus and there is only 3 chances to clear the exam. I was so scared that will I be able to clear the exam? I started connecting with the groups of dietitians who were preparing for the DH exam.
Okay.
Then I came here in February and I started looking for that how to get a job here. Then I got to know that you have to get a DHA for that. Then I started preparing and luckily in July I cleared it in my first attempt.
Wow.
And that gave me a big self-satisfaction that no, I can do it.
Yes.
There are dietitians who are here from Pakistan and other countries, and they're still trying to clear the exam, but I did it.
Yeah.
And with the first attempt, because I was very scared that whether I'll be able to do it, there is only 3 chances. It was scary for me, but that gave me a big expectation and hope that no, I could do something here. From there, I started attending all the business networking events and started searching everywhere, like on Facebook, YouTube, is there any group, how to connect with people, because I was new here. So all of alone, I was managing everything. Then slowly, I started attending the business meetups, connecting with people. So that's how I realized that no, because I was working with hospital and corporate sector initially, but I started my own setup in 2020. So how can I continue that here? What is the legal option? Because it is a country of all rules and all this stuff. So I wanted to do everything legally. Then I got to know that you have to get a license, trade license to run your diet business here. Then that also I got it, and I'm running my business here.
That's a very nice start.
Yes.
So it's good that you already have this kind of mindset.
Yes.
That you, and I feel like you are an achiever.
Yes, thank you. Means a lot.
So tell me more about, like, you are an actress. You started off your career as actress. How did that come up?
Actually, see, I believe acting is something. It's within inside you, like it's within you.
Okay. So everybody acts?
Yeah, you're also acting. If
Okay.
we are recording it, right? It's just natural.
Okay.
But when you tell you that I'm the director, you are in front of a camera, I'll give you a script, that time you'll be nervous.
Okay. Yeah, right.
So everyone acts
Okay.
in our day-to-day life. It's natural.
Natural.
Yes. The only difference is you need to get a script to play the role. Now you're playing a role of an anchor.
Anchor, yes.
So when I was doing my BSc, that time in our state, it's Odisha in India, they were running a reality show.
Okay.
That whoever will be the winner, so she will get a movie and with the local channel, and they will offer her a movie and she will be the lead actress. So that's how I participated in that audition. There were all the girls from our state, from all over the district. So I became the winner.
Okay.
Because I was into singing and acting since my childhood. So that was my co-curricular activities. It is inborn. So I'm very good at that.
Okay. So you started your career off as with a reality show.
Yes, reality show by becoming a winner. So I got a movie. It went well. But my parents said that no, you can't leave your studies in between. You have to continue it. You have to finish it. Because I was in my final year. So it's a 4 years course. It's a very good university in our state. Then I said, now what to do? I did the movie. Then I went for some interviews after finishing my BSc. Then I cleared. It was a hospital, Apollo Sugar Clinic, as a dietitian come diabetic educator. So I joined there. But still that Kida was inside me, like that, no, I should act. I was getting opportunity, I was getting offer. Then I worked there for 2 years in that hospital as a dietitian come diabetic educator. Then I got an offer for a teleserial.
Okay.
Then I joined there as an actress, lead actress. Then I did that for 1.5 years. In that duration, I decided that no, I have to go for higher studies. This is okay. This is my activity, co-curricular activities. It is there inside me. I can act at any age. But what can I do for the society with this? Nothing. So I have to do something. I have to help something because I'm a kind of person. I have seen many things in my life. My mother is a cancer patient. So at very early age, I have seen many things in my life. So I thought I have to do something. Then COVID started, So many people started reaching me out that we need some diet plan for ourselves, how to prevent COVID. After doing 10-15 diet consultation for free, then suddenly I thought like, why shouldn't I start my own consultancy? This is a way of earning money. I have studied for it. I worked hard to achieve this in my life. Then I started my own consultancy, Diet Delight with Niharika. You won't believe I was sitting at home without any marketing, during the first month of my this consultation, I earned around 7,000 dirham by doing nothing.
Wow.
Just people, they are our state people. They started appreciating me, what I was doing. I thought they will not accept me as a dietitian. They have seen me as an actress. I thought they will not suddenly accept the changes in my career.
Got that.
Then after that, I was doing a music video and I was the brand ambassador for all the clothings and brands in our state.
Okay.
So people were recognizing me as a dietitian. They were saying, "Oh, Niharika ma'am, she's a dietitian. What she's doing here as an actress?" So they forget it that like I was an actress.
Oh, okay.
So I continued it till now. I'm continuing it.
You're still acting?
Yeah, when I get a chance, I can act.
Right. Are there people approaching you?
Yes, anytime I come live on Instagram, people still ask me that why are you not coming back? Why are you not doing anything? So it is like if you do something which touch
People's heart.
and you get connected with them, whether you are giving the diet consultation, whether you are doing acting, they will come back to you.
yes.
Like you said, if you are a good dietitian,
Yes.
if people are living in Dubai or UK or wherever,
Yeah.
they will get
They
back
will.
to you. You have to give the best service to them.
Exactly.
Whatever you are doing in your life, you have to connect with the people and gain their trust.
So, how do you tell young girls about? Yeah, I mean, here we have two. I can see two personalities. One who is a dietitian, Niharika, the dietitian, and then we have the actress.
Yes.
So, to go hand in hand, and I believe both are your passion.
Yes.
Okay, you're so passionate. I can see that in your eyes that you are so passionate about this.
Yes.
So, and it can be very challenging at times.
Yes.
And again, you have family commitments, you have commitment to your patients,
Yeah.
and also to the acting. How can one balance all of this? What is your message to the young girls?
It was difficult. I faced many issues and criticism that you cannot balance both of it. So yeah, you have to put it down among two of it. One thing you have to keep it
Yes,
aside.
yes.
You cannot walk with two things together. See, I left my state. I came here as a new face. Nobody knows me here. But slowly people started recognizing me that she's Niharika, she's a dietitian. That's why I don't highlight my actress part, because if you search my name on Google, that who is Niharika Das, or if you ask ChatGPT,
Yes.
it will tell that Niharika Das is an Indian actress
Yes,
and
yes,
she is a dietitian.
Yeah.
So that's how I have created my identity.
Nice.
I will tell all the girl, whoever is watching it, see, whatever you are best at, whatever your heart says, sometimes it's very difficult to choose your profession and career.
Yes.
I was very sure about it that now also I want to act. If I'll get an opportunity, I will act. But I have to think that whether the situation is okay for me, whether I can do it or not. So that's how I said, no, I can act at any age of my life. But now I have to go for higher studies. I have to talk to people. I have to help them with my diet consultation. And I also provide free cancer diet plans to the cancer patient. Whoever is suffering from cancer, they can reach out to me. I'm happy to help.
That's beautiful.
So it's all about your hard work and the belief. See, people told me that you left your job as a serial artist. What will you do now? You don't have a job, you don't have money. How will you manage your life? I said, no, I will do something. I will do something. Because I was very good at my subject. That's why suddenly I started my own consultancy. See, if you know your subject, if you are thinking that you can do something and not losing hope, hope is the biggest thing you should carry forward in your life all the time with you. Never lose hope, no matter what the situation is. I am a kind of person that I never lose hope. Never ever. So that's how I want to tell you, never lose hope. See, I'm here. No one is there to help me. I don't pass my worries to my husband or my family members. I never share that what happened throughout the day. Everyone is shocked that how are you passing your days alone at home throughout the day. I said I have lots of work. I'm writing my articles. I'm preparing for my PhD. I'm doing diet consultation. I'm managing my work. That's how I'm spending my time during the days. So that's how it should be. You shouldn't be feeling that I can't do anything. Whatever you are best at, you know cooking, you do it. Just you have a platform, YouTube. From there also you can earn money.
True.
You are a singer, you attend concert, you do whatever. You can give singing classes. whatever you are best at, just do it and don't lose hope. Maybe today you cannot achieve the success. Maybe it takes time, but you will definitely achieve success.
That's such a beautiful message.
Yeah.
I'm sure that most of the young, I'm not saying only girls. I think there are a lot of boys as well.
Yes.
The same, like, because there is at this time and space, because there is a lot of opportunity on social media, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Plus, they have their own careers, they have
Yes.
everything, and they have a family.
Yes.
And to balance all of this out, there's opportunity. At the same time, there are challenges.
Correct.
So, to how to balance that? Well, you have explained it very beautifully,
Yes.
very nice.
Thank you.
So, and you have one more talent, singing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
At what age did you start singing, and when did you start taking it seriously?
At very early age, it all comes from my mother.
Okay.
So it's genetics. I could say that she sings, I sing. My sister also she sings. So I love singing. That kind of stuff which suits my heart. So my husband always say, all the time randomly you are just singing. That irritates me all the time that you are singing randomly all the time. But I say no, that gives me
What's your favorite song?
Lag Ja Gale,
Okay.
Lata Mangeshkar.
Like that. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. That's- And is that one song that you have always kept on repeating? Yes, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, okay. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, there are perfect from Ed Sheeran and 1,000 Years, but from our industry, I would say Lag Ja Gale. That is my favorite.
Oh, cool. Okay, and acting wise, so what are some of the movies that you enjoyed the most?
As a viewer,
Yeah.
my favorite movie is Biwa, and I'm more into thriller and suspense and murder and mysteries. I never watch comedy. I never watch this romantic kind of romance movies.
Yeah.
I'm
So
more of
is it
thrillers.
something that you would like to play sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The-
Sometimes
the-
I
the
think
shady
that I should
character?
have joined CBI or some investigation or some kind of stuff where you have to put your brain all the time thinking. All the time I can watch thriller, horror and all this stuff because I'm very fond of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you like to play the shady person or the detective role?
Yeah, the detective role.
The detective.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So tell me more about your nutrition life. Like, how did you first enter into this diet counseling and nutrition? What was your first initial journey like?
Yeah. When I finished my 12th, see, every state has some entrance exam to join, like medical and all this stuff.
Yes.
So initially I wanted to be a doctor, but I gave the entrance, but I couldn't make it for the first attempt. Then the same time I gave the entrance for our Odisha University of Agriculture and Technology.
Okay.
So there is one subject called community science. So I cleared it.
No. Okay.
So I joined there.
Yes,
So there was a subject called food science and nutrition. So that touched my heart because it was very, very, how I could say, it's very touchy and lots of related to food and how to manage your life with foods and all. So it's kind of, I was kind of attracted to the subject. So I studied that for 4 years. Then again, I prepared for my MSc. Again, for MSc also, there was only 3 seats. So I cleared that, then I did my MSc.
Okay.
So I did my BSc in food science.
So
and
when did your passion grow? I think like you did this course just because you got through the...
No. When I got through, I realized that, I can decide that what to eat, what is good for me and what is good for my family. See, I always say that if we make our kitchen as a pharmacy, this is my mantra, we don't need to go to the real pharmacy because our kitchen has all the ingredients which will heal us.
Oh, nice. That's a nice thought.
Yes. So that's how I realized that, no, this is a very good subject and it has lots of chances to grow in future. And I can help many people to stay fit. See, wealth is there, but I believe that your health should be the biggest wealth.
Yes. True.
If you are fine, if you are healthy and fit, then that is the biggest achievement in your life. So that's how I realized that no, whatever I'm doing. Initially, I was not ready. That why did I came here? I should have gone for medical because I was very good at biology and chemistry during my +2, 12th days. So then I realized no, this is a very good subject. I'm studying all the nutrition subject, biochemistry, human physiology, statistics. So all these were very good. So I liked liked it. Then I thought of no, I should go for MSc, and currently I'm doing my PhD. So studies, there is no end point of study. The more you grow, the more you learn. I said no, I will continue with my PhD. Then I'll see if there is something more. Then I will go for it.
Like I said, you are an achiever.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So now there are so many advices online. Social media is flooded with advices. Don't eat. One person can say, don't eat this, and these are the reasons why. Then immediately there's another reel that says, no, you should be eating this more than the other, anything else. So there's a lot of confusion and everything. Should people be actually listening to them?
See, nowadays after pandemic, every single person is a nutritionist or an influencer. They're minting money by putting all this misinformation on social medias.
I agree.
Mostly it is happening in India. Every time I'm opening the Instagram or the YouTube, you'll find n number of videos. Like you said, you put some herbs in water and that is like a magic water that will cure your diabetes. You eat lady's finger, that will help to cure your diabetes without any evidence. They are just putting the random advices. People are believing and trusting them blindly. But here in UAE, you cannot do that.
Yes, true.
There is some legal issues and all. But in India, everyone is doing that. So I would tell everyone, before believing anyone, even me also, just see, initially our parents' age, till now also our parents, if they go to a doctor, they see their degrees and the experience, right?
Yes.
But nowadays, people are seeing their views on social media.
True.
How many views? How many likes? Recently, a lady, she said me that you go to that dietitian's profile on social media. She has millions of followers and she's saying that you can reduce 15 kg in 7 days. I said, this is insane. No one can reduce 15 kgs in 7 days. It's insane. Even if they starve, they don't eat or drink, they cannot.
They cannot, yeah.
Just to mint some money, people are spreading misinformation all over the social media. So it is my request. I never talk about anything if it is not related to evidence.
Yes.
Which is not related to medical science and it is not published or reviewed somewhere.
Okay.
You cannot say that. I cannot say that you eat this leaf and your diabetes will be gone.
Yes.
No, it's not possible. But people are more fascinated about that. Like simple example I can give you, detox. Now Diwali is coming.
Yes.
Every single person will start asking me, give me some detox drink, give me some detox diet. There is nothing called detox. We have 2 organs, kidney and livers. Those 2 organs are 24 hours working for us to detoxify our body. True. We don't need anything else. Today morning, one client of mine, she asked me some fat burner drink. There is nothing called fat burner drink. So how to explain them? I try my best, whoever is coming to me, to make them understand by coming live or doing Twitter space. I have more followers all over the social media. So I try to educate them every day by telling the truth. See, if you are trusting someone, just check their background, that whether they are clinical dietitian, they have studied it or not, what is their background. Don't go by the views. There are dietitian or some random influencer, they're just posting their before and after journey, and after that they are a dietitian.
But sometimes, it comes off as, all this nutrition, valid nutrition, come off as spam.
Yeah.
Or no, they don't trust them well enough. There are influencers and there are people who self-proclaim that they are dietitians and nutritionists, and they come all over the social media and they claim to be the thought leaders.
Yeah.
Okay. The authority in the field, and they talk to the online audience regarding what to eat, what to eat, what to stay away and all that, without any background for themselves. Maybe they may back it up with some kind of Google things, but nothing to claim that why are they speaking on behalf of a trained nutritionist.
Correct.
you know. So, but when a nutritionist speak about this, or the people actually see that as invalid, or they don't validate that.
Correct, yeah.
They believe the others, but not the nutritionist.
Correct.
So, what can be changed? How
Yeah,
it can
there is a lot to change in India, mostly on social media. See, you check the background. There is a nutritionist and a clinical dietitian. A clinical dietitian, she or he deals with the clinical diseases.
Yes.
We study human physiology, we study biochemistry,
Okay.
we study statistics, human nutrition, all of it for in our BSc and MSc.
Yes.
But these nutritionists, they just have some certificate courses.
So, do you call yourself as a nutritionist or a
No, I'm
dietitian?
a clinical dietitian.
Clinical dietitian.
I deal with clinical diseases. I'm a clinical dietitian. But I can also be called as a nutritionist because I have done some certificate course. Like I am certified diabetic educator. I'm a certified cancer nutritionist.
Okay.
And I have done some courses from Harvard universities. So this is my extra qualification which I have added
So,
to
what's
my...
the difference between the two?
These two, as I said, nutritionists, they can't deal with the clinical patient. They cannot go to a hospital and they cannot advise the ICU patient,
Okay.
inpatient diet, like the renal diet, the tube diets. They cannot prescribe that. So we as a clinical dietitian, we can do that. We can work in any hospital with a critical condition patient. So that is different.
Yes.
So whenever you are believing anyone, like randomly, I can say that you are a doctor. Maybe you are not a doctor. Just take it as an example. Tomorrow you will stage some weight. Maybe 90, you will come down to 80 or 70. You will start posting pictures before and after and start giving talks about nutrition. People will believe you.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
you can mint money with that. But
So
that is wrong.
So that's the social proof that they're showing.
Yes.
That they have lost this kind of
Yes.
weight, and
Yes.
you can follow my diet plan
Yes,
and it will
correct.
work for you.
Correct. You must have seen that this is my daily diet.
Yes.
That is misleading. Okay.
Can one diet work for the others, like in weight loss, specifically when it comes to weight loss?
No.
Okay.
Something should be similar, like the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But your occupation, you are what kind of worker? Like we have 3 types of sedentary, moderate, and heavy worker. And your calorie intake, your diseases, like whether you have any disease or not, or your age, height, everything matters. When
Okay.
we prepare a diet for a person, few things can match, like rice, dal,
Yes.
green salad. These things can be
that-
same, but the
standard, yes.
quantity, the timing, and the restriction would be completely different.
Different. And how do you measure this? How do you measure?
Yeah, I see the patient, I see the client, what is the requirement. As a dietitian, this is my rule. I will give you the diet plan which you like. I will not force you to eat what am I prescribing to you. That is wrong. I need to understand that you like this. You don't like oats. You like dalia or a millet, something like that. So I have to prepare the diet plan which is best for you, which will help you to reach your goal, and which you can follow for a longer period of time.
Okay.
Not like for 1 month, 2 months, then again get back to the
back to-
same
yes.
bad diet.
True.
So that's how I prepare the diet plan. And the major thing, what I do, I believe in that I shouldn't be doing my business. As you said that earlier, that when I go to a place, people should recognize me for who I am. I shouldn't be doing my introduction.
Yes.
So that's how I do. I shouldn't be doing my business promotion. I don't believe in doing the business promotion of mine, that I'm a dietitian. I did the diet consultation of this IAS or IPS or whatever in our state. I don't do that. I believe in my work. If I am helping you, I'm giving you the best service. You will collect the clients for me.
Yes.
So my clients will do business for me.
True. The word of mouth is more
Yes.
powerful than any other source. Yeah?
Yes. Here in Dubai, I got one client. They were husband and wife. They gave me 10 clients, I was shocked. They trusted me so much, and they're such a nice people. This is how you grow here.
Yes.
This is a dot. It will keep connecting with more people. So you don't need to do anything. You just have to do the best service. Nowadays, people are just giving their diet plans. They're not keeping touch with the clients. They're not monitoring it. I monitor all the time. I have my team. but either WhatsApp is open on my phone. I check what they're eating, how much they're eating. If anything is wrong, I guide them. No, this is wrong.
Yes.
You have to reduce your portion. So 24/7 I work. Even if I'm traveling, I am in my holidays, whatever it is. I have to connect with them. I have to give them that comfort.
Yes.
So that's how they will build their trust. Basically I treat them as my family. So that's how they trust me.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's also very good.
Yeah.
So tell me this, now because of social media, because of all of this, most people are into all this fashion, beauty industry, and the health is also kind of coming into the picture. So they all need to look good. So what is one tip that you have for young audience? Like
all want the glowing skin.
Yes.
Glowing dewy skin. See, one thing you could do, whatever you was doing for your external skin, that is fine. But we forget to take care of our internal organs. Those are the organs which can give you the glowing skin. These treatments are for a shorter period of time.
Yes.
You have to keep doing it and keep investing lots of money. But the same money, when I'll ask a woman to spend to purchase the food, good quality food, they will say no, I cannot do that. I can go for a hydrofacial or whatever it is expensive, or a collagen supplements or a gummies, which is not good. But I cannot go to the grocery store and buy a yogurt or a broccoli, which is expensive, or a salmon. That is the mindset we need to change. First thing.
Yes.
Second, sleep. We need to sleep well. We need to eat well. We need to drink well. My mother always asks me that, why are you spending so much money on groceries? My father always says that my daughter she spends her money more on food. I love that. I want my kitchen and my fridge to look good with nutritious food.
Oh.
Every day I eat blueberries. Every day I take Greek yogurt. I'm on a dairy-free diet. I don't take dairies. So that's how it should be. I'm earning, and I want my money to spend on these things, on my health,
Yes.
so that I will be okay at my later age. Because my genetic is very bad. My mother is a cancer patient. My both parents are diabetic and hypertension, and I am the elder children of my parents. So I know it will come to me. So I have to be prepared. As long as I can keep myself okay, that's an achievement for me. So we should spend our money more on food, good food.
In your conversation, many times you talked about cancer diet. Can you give us a little bit of insight into that?
Sure. See, cancer I lost many people in cancer,
Yes.
my near and dear ones. And my mother is a last stage cancer patient. When I took her to hospital in 2020, doctor said that she will be only with us for next 15 days.
Oh.
And that day was very, very, very painful for me. That moment I realized, no, I should do something on cancer nutrition. I study for it. There is one university called Medversity. I did the course of cancer nutrition and I got a certificate. So if you have cancer, if you want to prevent yourself from cancer, nowadays every single person is suffering from cancer. If you see in UAE, in India is anyone.
Anyone, yes.
If you see 5 families, 4 of them are suffering from cancer. Eat real, do some physical exercise, and if it is genetic, like as I said, try to prevent yourself. Whatever is possible for you, do it. Avoid alcohol, smoking, sleep. We are not ready to sleep nowadays. 8 hours, 7 hours, we have 24 hours. I always say that we have 24 hours. Just give 7 to 8 hours for sleep and eat real food. Once in a while eating outside food is fine. And once your body will be addicted to the good food, it will immediately show the reaction if you take something odd.
True.
That's how it happened. So just do like that, eating, doing regular exercise and preventing yourself. Like my mother she had cervical cancer, metastasis to lungs. So doctor told us to take the cervical cancer vaccine. There are many women or girls, they're not aware of it. We only talk about cervical cancer on the day of cervical cancer.
Yeah. True.
So you can take the vaccination. If there is some vaccination, you should go for it. If there is in your family breast cancer history, you should go for the BRCA1 BRCA test to know that you are prone to breast cancer or not. So these things we should talk about and know to prevent cancer.
All right.
And if anyone need any cancer diet plan, I'm always there and to guide you, because when a person suffers from cancer, not only the patient, the caregiver, they also suffer a huge trauma. And it's a huge investment. Every month we spend a huge amount of money for my mother's treatment. She's on targeted therapy. Every month she takes that.
All right. All right.
That's how she's surviving.
Okay.
So this
And you are providing this advice free of charge.
yes, I'm giving the diet consultation free of charge.
Okay, that's so noble of you.
Yes, thank you.
Certainly. So, so you talked about your kitchen, our kitchen being a
Yeah,
pharmacy,
pharmacy.
right? And that's very nice. So, what is the most ideal fridge should look like?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yes. A few things like cucumber, the king of vegetables, I call it.
Okay.
Every day you should take it. Every day.
Oh,
Mostly for your lunch or dinner. Yogurt or curd, whatever you want to go with, that should be there in your fridge. Eggs, which is the richest source of protein,
Protein, yes.
should be there in your fridge. And milk, whatever milk you would like to prefer. Keep these things in your fridge. These are 4 ingredients which you should always, like 365 days, your fridge should be filled with these ingredients.
what is the 5 food that should not be in your fridge?
Oh, mayonnaise,
Yeah.
ketchups,
Okay. Ketchup.
yes, ketchups, mayonnaise, and all the processed food, like the processed meat and all kind of stuff, and the butter, which is quite adulterated nowadays. If you want to go for butter, you can go for the unsalted one, which has no salt and no sodium intake in it. And junk foods mostly
Of course.
you have to avoid. That shouldn't be there in your fridge, in your kitchen.
And the leftovers.
Yeah, leftovers. Yes, most the people they do that. No.
So why?
See, if you keep it for one day, that is fine. Suppose tonight you are making, tomorrow you are having, that is fine. But there is some duration, like microbiology. I forget one subject. The growth of the microbes. So you shouldn't be keeping it for 2, 3, 4, 5 days and eating. That is not healthy. You are losing all the nutrient.
Because over here in busy life, sometimes people cook for 1 week and store it like in small compartments. You know?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So that will save their time and washing and all of that. So it's
No,
not
it's
a-
not good.
it's
For
not
one
good.
day it is fine, but for a 1 week, no.
Not good at all. Not good at all. Okay. And how do you feel like what happens to you when you go to a restaurant, when you are ordering food or anything?
Yeah, I'm very choosy. If you see my post on Instagram, if I'm traveling, most of them, every month I travel. If you give me one food for breakfast, like what I take for 365 days, I will not utter a single word. I will happily eat that.
Okay.
If I'm going to a very, very big restaurant or I'm staying in a very luxurious hotel, my breakfast would be the same. I don't even think twice to look around what is there. I will go get a bowl of oats, eggs, omelets, or pancakes, or some fruits. That's it. Over. It is fixed.
Yeah.
So whenever I go to a restaurant, it is fixed in my mind.
Okay.
I'm prepared
Yes.
that I have to eat the kebabs or the soup or whatever is healthier for me.
What is overeating like?
Overeating. See, what we do usually as a human being, we have the thinking that throughout the day, everyone is working, right? We don't have, many people, they keep complaining, I have to skip my breakfast because I'm driving from Ajman to Dubai. I don't have time.
Yes.
I have to skip my dinner because I'm coming back late. And I need something more for dinner because throughout the day I'm starving. So, if you are starving, if you don't have time to eat, just balance it. Throughout the day, you have to eat small and frequent meals. And overeating is the thing, like throughout the day, you are not eating anything and end up eating more at the night.
Yes.
That is the time you give rest to your organs. They are working throughout the day. So throughout the day, you will fast, like having fruits or water or something like that. But end of the day, you will end up eating a plate of biryani.
Yes. True.
Which is absolutely wrong, and you will ask the dietitian, why am I not losing my weight? That is wrong.
Okay.
Overeating is always bad. Suppose you are going to a party and you are on diet, you should eat something at home and you go to the party, so that you shouldn't be overeating there.
yeah.
I do that regularly
Of course.
because I eat small and frequent meals. If that's how my body is, it's adapted to it, like our circadian rhythm.
Yes.
It's a clock.
Yeah.
If 1 o'clock you are taking your lunch, you should be taking at 1. If it goes to 2 or 3, your body will start reacting. Put your body into that clock. Everything will be set. So that's how it should be. Don't do overeating.
Another thing that's too common in Dubai is dinner.
Yeah.
So dinner time actually, and most of them, most of us, even I'm guilty of it, is like we have late dinners. So what would be an ideal time before the bed time? Would be the best to have the dinner?
Always leave 3 hours, minimum 3 hours gap between your dinner and your bedtime. See, I kind of finish my dinner around 6:30 to 7. After that, I give 3 hours or 2 hours gap. Then I go to bed by 11 or 10:30 max. So that's how you should be doing, because your weight will be constant. If you do this one change, you will never gain weight.
Really? Oh wow.
Because you are kind of doing a fasting throughout the night. Because the digestion, at the end of the day, the last meal, what you are taking, that depends on it. Suppose you are taking a protein-rich dinner or a fiber-rich dinner. Your body needs such time for the digestion. Immediately after having dinner, you are going to the bed. What will happen? That fat, extra fat which is there, it will get converted. The calorie will converted as a fat, and it will deposited as your visceral fat or subcutaneous fat. So that's how we all get belly fat. And we worry that I'm not eating anything. Throughout the day I'm eating very light, but still I have belly fat. This is due to this. So when you eat less for your dinner and early dinner, everything will be changed.
What are the best foods to get a better sleep at night?
It should be protein and fiber and very light. The portion should be very light. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the heavier carbohydrates like rice, dal, roti, all these stuffs. Rice is fine for some amount, but you have to give a gap for the digestion process. Like biryani and all kind of huge amount of food which will add more pressure for the digestion process. That is not good for the dinner option.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the World Heart Day is around the corner.
Yeah.
So do you have any specific advice or diet change? What's the most important diet that they should have in order to prevent any kind of heart
Yes, at early age nowadays, the younger generation, they are having cardiac arrest. Even working out in the gym or playing some games or dancing in the dandiya recently in India happened. So first of all, you need to eat clean, less oil. The best oil I could give you the advice is canola and extra virgin oil. Avoid the trans fat. Whenever you are purchasing something, see the ingredients. Just turn over it and check the ingredient. It should be trans fat free. It shouldn't be with the saturated fats. Okay. Always go for unsaturated fat. So you can include food which are rich in omega. If you are a vegetarian, then you can go for walnuts, chia seeds, sesame seeds. These are rich in omega. If you are a non-vegetarian, you can go for salmon, mackerels, tuna. These are rich in omega. Try to include them weekly, twice or thrice in your diet. And go for food which are rich in antioxidant like blueberries, strawberries, all the fruits and green vegetables. So if you are suffering from any heart issues, you should follow a diet which is called DASH. Dietary approaches to stop hypertension. It is like a rainbow diet, I call it. Full colorful vegetables. All the vegetables and fruits which are more colorful, like bell pepper, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, all these stuffs you need to include in your diet and reduce your sodium intake and all the refined and the processed food. This is the summary I can give you to keep your heart healthy. And don't forget to do workout.
I like that.
Yes.
Thank you so much. There's a lot to take.
Thank you.
There's a lot of beautiful information there, and I'm sure the audience will find a lot of valuable takeaways from here.
Yeah.
Any last thing that you would like to talk about, what you are offering to your current patients,
Yeah.
and how to reach you?
Yeah, they can reach out to me on my WhatsApp number. We are providing online telephonic audio and video consultation. And I'm also conducting seminars and talks, webinars. If they want to do for, like recently I have one for the festival, pre-festival, how to manage the festival calorie management. Like all the Indian festivals are coming, like Durga Puja and Diwali. So lots of junks and sweets, we'll end up eating that. So that's how to manage that. So that's what I'm doing seminar, and another also for PCOD and thyroid. And I'm also going to provide the DHA coaching, any aspirant who is preparing for DHA, because you don't know what to study, you don't know how to study. So if they are, recently I posted on my LinkedIn also, if anyone is interested, they can reach out to me. And for any clinical diet consultation, starting from diabetes, thyroid, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, anything, elderly patient, I'm always there to guide.
Perfect. Very nice.
Thank
I'm sure that I'll have you back
Thank you.
in the podcast, because I think there is a lot of more questions bubbling my mind. But then the podcast will come over time.
Yeah.
But I'm sure to bring you back here.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for coming, joining, and I will leave your details for the audience in the captions and the show notes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. For
Thank you
being
so much for having me here. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Take it back.
हमको मिली है आज ये घड़ियाँ नसीब से, जी भर के देख लीजिए हमको करीब से, फिर आपके नसीब में ये रात हो न हो, शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो, लग जा गले से.
Oh, so beautiful.
This is for you, Jack.